We've really worked hard this spring. We spent a lot of time with our perimeter players, our skill players, going one-on-one, blocking and getting off blocks, boiler drill, a lot of competition stuff, and I think that has made us a more physical football team on the perimeter, and I think Antavian has become a more physical football player. He does a lot better job now of covering up defenders in the run game. When someone else catches the ball, he's doing a better job of getting upfield in a hurry and working hard to block for his teammates. So I think if he steps up his physicality, he could really pick up his game some. He's already a heck of a player, but that would make a big difference to me. And then also leadership. I think Antavian cares a lot about football and his teammates, and he's a hard worker, and he wants to win, and he's been a proven player, and so he can step up in a leadership role for us as well. We got Rob Henry a lot of teamwork today, and it wasn't live on him, but live on some of the others around him, and he did a good job. He really did. He threw the ball well. Not all of his passes, but most of his passes were good throws, and he seemed to manage the offense very well and has a great control of it already. And so today was a big day for Rob Henry. Good to see him back out there, and he needed the reps.
One of his goals going into last season was to stay in the pocket a little bit more and work on that part of his game. Does that remain maybe a top goal for him going into the 2012 season?
I think so, and right now we won't call any move package with him because of the knee injury and wanting to try to keep him a little more stationary. Obviously he's wearing green, and we tried to get some reps with him behind the #1 offensive line going against a 2 defense to maybe give us a chance to protect a little bit better and give him a little chance to get more settled in the pocket. So it certainly is a goal for him, but right now we're not calling anything that allows him to get out of the pocket very much. He did good though. Great getting back out there. He did very well. Very pleased with it.
Him's Max Charlo looking out there. He's been a situational type guy for you the last couple of years. Is there a chance he can be more than that?
Well, I think he can be a starter for us. And he's a very good athlete, and he's smart. He puts a lot of effort into it. He was a good player for us last year. I think he's a much better player now because the experience that he got last year was important to him. The bowl game preparation was a great opportunity for him, so he's had a lot of good reps, and he understands what we're trying to get done out here. A smart guy. He's competing to be a starter, and anticipate him having a good year, very good year. But he has improved to the man. Everybody on our football team has really improved. The bowl practices made a significant difference to our football team, and this has been a very tough spring. We've had the long, hard practices. The practices have been longer. They've been harder. That's by design. I want to be a more physically tough and mentally tough football team, a more disciplined football team. So we've had to come out here and really extend our players and have them extend themselves throughout the course of spring practice. So it's been a very tough spring for them, which is good. That's what they needed. That's what they got.
You back off just a little bit from a physical standpoint, these next couple practices going into Saturday?
Exactly. Well, the spring game is coming up, and hopefully we'll have enough people to have a heck of a game. I think we will. And the goal of the spring game has changed a little bit over the last several years. Now they're on TV, Big Ten TV. They show the game, and so now your signals and your snap count and all that kind of stuff now is exposed, nationwide. So we keep it much simpler, the spring game now, and really the spring game is for the fans to have fun and the players to have fun and for no one to get hurt. That's what the spring game is all about now. But we can't wait for it to get here, and we'll have to cut back some. Wednesday will be another blue-collar work day for them, but we'll cut back some. We won't go as long and as hard as we have the last couple of practices or the course of spring has gone. And then we'll be in shorts on Friday and the spring game on Saturday. So absolutely we're going to start cutting back some. Very pleased with it though. Very pleased with spring practice.
Coach, at this point, what can you say about Bruce Gaston and Kawan Short on defense?
I think we can have a heck of a defensive line. I see a lot of positions on our football team that I think we can be very good at, and the defensive line is one of those positions, and Bruce and KK could be as good a pair of defensive tackles in our league or maybe even on a national level. They're both big and strong and experienced, and they're both pushing themselves hard. They have to continue working hard and pushing themselves to develop the stamina that they need to play every down as hard as they possibly can, and they're working very hard out here in the spring. Bruce missed some work through the bowl practices with the back injury, and he missed some of the agility work and the pre-spring conditioning that we do. So I'm glad to see him out here pushing himself. He has definitely gotten better. He's a very physical player. He can dominate at times. He has to keep his pads down low and really work on his pad level and work hard on pushing himself every down. That's a very fine pair of defensive tackles, and then Brandon Taylor in the mix and Ryan Isaacs in the mix and Michael Rouse in the mix leads me to believe we could be really strong at the defensive tackle position. And then with Ryan Russell and Robert Macy and Jelani Phillips and the guys that we have at the defensive end spot, we could have a heck of a defensive line if they continue to